I am here at Championers Tring with the wonderful Katrina, and we're talking about skincare, and I want to talk to you about masks. Now, masks are one of those things people sometimes don't know what to do with, whether they're necessary. Some people think that they're kind of something that's just been added into a skincare routine that you don't really need. But I have a different mask for different things that my skin's doing. What are the main types of masks that we can get?
They range from depending on the person's skin type. So like a younger skin, generally more problematic, could go for more of like a clay-based mask to help to dry up the oily excess areas, to help to dry up breakouts. Then you get the resurfacing masks, which are kind of like use fruit acids to exfoliate the skin. So they're good for like more of a sensitive skin, which maybe can't use an abrasive facial scrub. Then you just have like your enriching, your moisturising masks, which are good for someone just with a very sensitive, dry skin, maybe like eczema on the face as well, because people think that when they have problems like eczema, they can't use products like a mask, they're too rich. It's very good to help to soothe the skin. And then you've got your anti-aging masks, or your collagen-based masks, which are going to help to boost your own collagen within your skin to help to plump your skin up. Okay,
so for somebody that might have dull skin, like hangover skin I always call it, you could use a resurfacing mask. Definitely. And that would just kind of get away dead skin cells and make you look a little bit more rejuvenated.
It brightens up the skin, definitely, yeah, it's a good one.
And how often should we be using a mask?
Depending on the mask that you're using, so if it was a resurfacing mask, I'd say use it once a week.
Okay.
Because you don't want to over-exfoliate your skin.
Right.
Again, the moisturising mask you have, you could use those a couple of times a week, because it won't damage the skin anyway, because you're not going to be over-exfoliating. So they're good to use a couple of times a week, maybe at the beginning and the end of a week.
What would be the difference between a really intense moisture mask like that one and just putting on a really rich moisturiser? Is there a difference?
The masks have a higher concentration of the moisture ingredients in there, so the oils or the fruit acids in them, which are going to help to exfoliate and get into the surface layers, all the different layers of the skin. Okay. Whereas a cream will just sit on that surface layer predominantly and just moisturise what's visible, whereas a mask will work down into all the different layers to help to hydrate the new skin that's coming up as well.
And could I leave that on overnight?
Yeah, the hydrating masks, you could use them as like a night cream and sleep in them.
Okay.
But with the exfoliating masks, you'd leave them on for about 20 minutes and then take off with like a warm flannel.
I suppose you wouldn't want to be leaving those on for too long.
No, not for too long, because it can make your skin a bit too sensitive if you're sleeping in it.
And you probably wouldn't exfoliate before a resurfacing mask, because that's too much, isn't it? No,
you'd use that instead of your exfoliator.
But with the moisture mask, I think I sometimes get confused with this, because some facials you go for, they exfoliate, they cleanse, exfoliate, then do a mask. Sometimes it's the other way around. What kind of order should we be doing things in?
I always think it's best to exfoliate before putting your hydrating mask on, because you're taking off that surface layer of the dry skin. Otherwise you're just putting your mask onto a layer of dead skin that's not going to benefit from it. So I always exfoliate first, apply your mask, either sleep in it or leave it on for 20 minutes, and then rinse it off with your water and tone and put your moisturiser on.
Okay. And would you recommend, we've spoken before about using cleansing balms, is that kind of overkill if you're going to be using a mask, or can you use the balm in the same way?
Use the balm in the same way, because generally if someone's got a dry skin, they're going to need as much moisture as they can get on the skin anyway. And with the balm, we're going to be taking that off after we've cleansed, so we're not leaving it on the skin. So it'd be good to use a balm and the hydrating mask, because you're getting more of a treatment out of it then.
And we talked about massage techniques when applying a cleansing balm. Is there any point using a massage to massage in a mask, or should you really just be putting it on as a layer and leaving
it? With a mask, you'd really just be putting it on as a layer.
Okay.
With the resurfacing masks, what you can do is put them on the skin and kind of tap the skin with your fingertips, and that helps to just activate the ingredients in the mask to stimulate the exfoliating process.
Oh, really?
So you can
kind of
just
give yourself
little light
raindrops?
Yeah, all over the skin. Wherever you've applied the mask, just tap all over, just to help to stimulate all of the ingredients.
I feel quite silly, but I'll be on my own, so it'll be fine. So we leave it on for the prescribed amount of time, depending on what type of mask it is. And then how do you prefer to remove them? Do we just splash with water, or is there a particular method?
Personally, I prefer to use them just using like hot flannels, just so you can really work it out of the skin. With the clay masks, it's good just to wet your flannels and just dab it on the skin, just to help to loosen it. Because if you're going over it, they can sometimes go very solid and end up dragging the skin. So soften it first and then remove it with the hot flannel. generally with masks, you just remove them with a warm flannel and then just tone and put your moisturiser on afterwards.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
No problem, you're welcome.